Scott here from Vino Las Vegas. We're here at the wonderful Intercontinental Hotel in Monterey Bay, here on Cannery Row, with Rhonda Motil.
Yes.
Right? See, I
Yes.
pronounced it right.
Yeah.
So you're the executive director. I know it's a kind of a long word. Let's see if I get it right. The Monterey County Vintners and Growers Association.
That's correct.
Wow,
yeah, you got it right.
I got it
it's
right.
A long name.
So we've been here for several days now. And I, first of all, I need to thank you for, we got such an education
Oh, good.
of all the aspects of what Monterey County provides. So why don't you just give us a rundown of, we for day one,
Great.
we were doing all of the agriculture, so.
Yes. Oh, great. Well, it's been a fabulous weekend. It's been a pleasure having you. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We started off on Friday doing an agriculture and literary tour of Monterey, and we focused in the Salinas Valley area, which is just a wealth of history. So agriculture is really big for us here in Monterey. Tourism is obviously important. We're on one of the most beautiful spots in California, if not the U.S. But agriculture is a significant industry for us here, #1 industry in Monterey County. So what we did was we went on a nice tour. We saw some really good producers, went out to the farm, went out to Diorigo Brothers, and had a wonderful specialty lunch that included some wines from Monterey Vineyards and the pairing of things like cauliflower enchiladas. What do you do with that?
Interesting thing, and the salsas and the guacamole out there. That was
Fabulous,
awesome.
fabulous.
Yes.
So then after we were done with that, we did a Pinot tasting, and Pinot Noir is an important varietal here to us in Monterey. Chardonnay is our leading varietal, and Pinot is #2. And what we did was we did a sampling of Pinot Noirs. So we went through 5 of our 9 AVAs, and we did a tasting of the differences in Pinot Noirs from AVA to AVA. We had about 15 wines that were represented, and I think everyone really got a great overview of what's going on in Pinot in Monterey.
Well, that's one of the, to me, I'm like a Pinot person anyway.
Yeah.
So having the Pinots from most of the AVAs here in Monterey County was a real treat, and it was really interesting trying them, because you could definitely tell there were subtle differences according to all the microclimates and everything, but you were just getting started then.
Oh, that was just the beginning.
That was just the beginning.
So then we had a little bit of downtime,
Yep.
a couple hours, and then what we did was we had winemaker dinners, and winemaker dinners are really important to us here in Monterey just because we have such fabulous restaurants. Most of the wineries and chefs prepared a couple of months in advance exactly the courses that they wanted to do with the wines. We had about 12 winemaker dinners on Friday night that consumers could choose from that were visiting the area. Our media guests were able to attend either the fabulous aquarium dinner with Estancia or over at Carmel Road at the Monterey Plaza Hotel and Spa. Again, winemakers then engage the audience, talk a little bit about why the food and wine pairings work well for them, and the audience really has a good time asking questions about the chefs and the winemakers. So that was Friday night.
Yeah, that was just Friday.
That was just Friday.
And then we got up early in the morning on Saturday and continued on our little wine journey through Monterey County.
That's correct. We kicked off the morning with a great breakfast and talked a little bit about sustainability in the vineyards.
Yes.
Vineyard owners are probably one of the most sensible industries for making sure that we're utilizing the land properly. So everything from drip irrigation to cover crops to sustainability even with employees, making sure that people are treated well. That's what makes a business sustainable. So we talked about the practices that wineries and vineyards are using for that. Then we hopped on a bus and we went out to Carmel Valley.
That's right.
Carmel Valley is so scenic. It's just a great drive.
The warmth of Carmel Valley?
The warmth of Carmel Valley. And we did have a nice warm day. It was beautiful. We visited 3 tasting rooms in Carmel Valley. We have several, but due to some time constraints, we figured, well, we'll hit 3 of them. We went to Heller Estates, which is an organic vineyard. We visited Joyce Vineyards, which is just down the block, and then we wrapped up with Talbot Vineyards and tasted some fabulous Chardonnays and Pinot Noirs and met with Dan Carlson, the winemaker over there.
Yes, he was. Yep.
From there, we went to Chateau Julien and had just a really scenic luncheon in the Petit Chateau.
Beautiful. The
It was
Petit
great.
Chateau. We've been to the big chateau before in the past, but actually getting a special treat to go to Petit Chateau was just an amazing experience. So beautiful out there. It's small, it's more intimate.
It was gorgeous. Yeah, Bob Brower is the owner of Chateau Julien. He just does a fabulous job with that property. A lot of events go on out there, weddings, so it was a really special day. We also had Sima Kalina pouring wines out there, as well as Jack Galante from Galante Vineyards, and a lot of fun. Then we capped off the afternoon with doing a drive of 17-mile drive, and that's probably one of the most noteworthy tourism spots that we have.
It really was.
And that was gorgeous. Then we had a little bit of downtime because that's a big day.
It was a big day. A little bit of downtime. We were off and running again.
Exactly. And then at 7 o'clock, we went to our newest tasting room, which is Pierce Ranch. Pierce Ranch is just a couple of blocks away from here. They specialize in some really great varietals that a lot of people aren't familiar with.
You're right.
Just a little Albarino, a little Tempranillo. So it was a great tasting.
We had some dessert rinds there as well. That was really a very nice treat, and and the winemaker, what was his name?
Josh Pierce.
Josh was awesome. I love seeing young winemakers. It's almost like the passing of the torch. You have these legendary winemakers here in Monterey, and they're passing a torch to the young guys, and they're coming right behind them. Which, in my opinion, it just it shows Monterey it just keeps going and going.
It does. And speaking of passing the torch, one of the great dinners that we had last night, because we also had winemaker dinners that were going on at the same time. We had partnered and done a Founding Fathers dinner, and what that did was it attributed 5 gentlemen that back in the 70s had the foresight to say, Monterey County is a fabulous wine growing region. How can we have a home here? So family names like Wente and J. Lore and the Scheid family and the Smith family and McIntyres and Franchionis, they were honored last night at this venue. We had a great dinner, sold out, and really just had a fabulous time talking to them about what their vision was and tasting some of their great wines.
Well, it's such the thing about Monterey is that it's so beautiful, is that you can have great wines and you're overlooking Monterey Bay, which has an incredible, Cannery Row. We did a Steinbeck thing when we first started. On Friday?
Friday.
I know, all these days are running together. I know. But Steinbeck is a legend, obviously, in this region, and we had a specialized little visit to some Steinway country as well, which is, awesome. So, Rhonda, this is amazing what you put together here in Monterey County. You got the agriculture, you have the wine. It supports. What was it? 80% of the nation's vegetables come from here, from the Salinas Valley,
from the
right
Salinas
over here.
Valley. So that obviously has a huge impact on the food that we produce, and the marriage of food and wine is really important to all the chefs here in Monterey County. So and then we're capping off the great weekend with today, and as you can tell, people are enjoying great wine on a beautiful day in November here. About 30 wineries are pouring wines, about 15 restaurants. We have chef demos on every 15 minutes, showing everything from how to decorate the best cupcake to how to make a great scallop dish.
So how many guests do you think you have here? I'm just curious about that.
For the whole weekend, this weekend is about a 2,000-person event.
That's great.
So
That's
folks
awesome.
do everything from bus tours and open houses to coming to a more centralized event like this where they can do a tasting. So it's a great weekend.
And it's just going to get bigger. This was your 13th year?
This is our 13th year.
Correct?
Yeah, this is our 13th year.
It's only going to get better. I can't wait to look ahead for number 14. If this was just an indication, in Monterey County is just getting better and better. So thank you.
Thank you.
It's just amazing, and you have a great appellation, a great county to work with here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you
and
as well.
cheers.